was doing something right. I'm gonna do another piece. It's a really short piece, and I just found it. I actually wrote this piece about Good Beans while I was at Good Beans. I was supposed to be working, but I was writing. I mean, I guess that's work, but I was supposed to be working on something else. Like I had a deadline, and you know. But I was in here, and the whole, you know, atmosphere and stuff just inspired me to write this. So I think I gave Ken a copy. They looked all scratched up like this too, but. Something's brewing. Local artist works hang as if the walls are the refrigerator of a proud parent. The bar is vintage. It has old Flint history spilled into its countertop. Real plants lounge in the windows, and it doesn't even bother me that the fresh flowers on my table are drooping slightly because they are fresh flowers. So much character in the building, it's as if art is breathing from the floorboards and the hot cocoa is poured straight from the soul. I'm supposed to be working, but this time and space dictates my pen. The music invites movement, and I just want to dance here. I want to laugh, sing, recite poetry, and discover my favorite new folk singer within these walls that break down barriers and allow a community to grow in its gardens. Yeah. I really want a Ken to hear that. I broke something. Did I break something? The mic not working no more. I'm sorry. I want a Ken to hear that, but I don't know what I did. Tell me. Yeah, did you hit the on and off? Did I? You know what? I'm a little LD. I don't know where it's at, so I don't know if I hit it. I'm taking a time.
Yeah, it sounds like a short in the chord.
Give it for Tracy Curry.
I'm breaking stuff, y'all. They're not gonna never ask me to. Oh no, we I'm keeping my hands off the mic now. That's my nervous energy. That's how I get over it. I'm touching this microphone. That just messed up my moment. I was really about to say something. Thank you, Tracy, so much for coming and fixing that. She is a Renaissance woman. She can fix microphones and teach classes and all of that. So the next poet I'm gonna bring to the stage, give a warm welcome to Jeff Bean.
Sit down. Good evening. How are you doing? In 1982, I had the incredible opportunity to sit in a class at Marygrove College with Dudley Randall. And some of you may know Dudley as a poet. He wrote a wonderful poem called The Ballad of Birmingham. I mean, and he's a good poet, don't get me wrong. But Dudley was mostly known as a publisher. He opened up the Broadside Press in Detroit and was the first person to publish African-American authors before any of the major publishing houses would. And so it was wonderful as I sat in a room at Marygrove about this size that every Wednesday night Dudley would bring in a friend to teach class. And so I got a chance to sit with Toni Morrison and Robert Hayden and Maya Angelou. It was just an incredible opportunity every week. And one of the things, and the reason I bring that up, is because Dr. Angelou one time said that if you can take a piece that's written by somebody else and reinterpret it, it becomes your poem. So I say that for two reasons. One, I got lazy and didn't write a poem for this week. And two, I fully intend to reinterpret this piece of poetry. This is a love song, or a piece of love poetry. It doesn't sound like love poetry, but it really is. And it's for Dr. Curry. So if she could step back in here.
Come on.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh no, she ain't on the phone.
She's so easily embarrassed. This is a poem by Nikki Finney. And I told Tracy last Sunday that I would send her this poem. I forgot to send it to her, so I'm sending it to her now.
All right.
This is called The Girlfriend's Train. You write like a black woman who's never been hit before. I read poetry in Philly for the first time ever. She started walking up all the way from in the back of the room. From against the wall she came. Big coats, boots, eyes soft as candles and two storms blowing. Something she could not see from way back there, but could clearly hear in my voice. Something she needed to know before pouring herself back out into the icy city night. She came close to get a good look, to ask me something she found in a strange way missing from my black woman poetry, sidestepping the crowd, ignoring the book signing line. She stood there waiting for everyone to go. Waiting like some kind of representative, and when it was just the two of us, she stepped back into the shoes of her words. Hey, you write real soft. Spell it out kind. No bullet holes, no open wounds in your words. How do you do that? Write like you've never been hit before. But I could hardly speak. All my breath held ransom by her question. I looked at her and knew. There was a train on pause somewhere. Maybe just outside the back door where she had stood, listening. A train with boxcars that she was escorting somewhere. When she heard about the reading, a train with boxcars carrying broken women's bodies, their carved up legs with bullet-riddled stomachs momentarily on pause from moving cross-country. Women's bodies, brown, black, and blue, laying right where coal cars and cattle usually do. She needed my answer for herself and for them too. Hey, we were just wondering how you made it through, and we didn't. I shook my head. I'd never thought about having never been hit and what it might have made me sound like. You know how many times I've been stabbed? She raised her blouse all the way above her breast, the cuts on her resembling some kind of grotesque wallpaper. How many women are there like you? Then I knew for sure. She had been sent in from the Philly cold by the others on the train to listen, stand up close, to make me out as best she could. She put my hand over top hers, asked could we stand up straight back to straight back, measure out our differences right then and there. She gathered it all up, wrote down the things she could, remembering the rest of the train load I was waiting out back for the answers. Full to the brim with every age of woman, every neighborhood of woman, whose name had already been forgotten. The train blew his whistle. She started to hurry. I moved towards her and we stood back to back, her hand grazing the top of our heads, my hand measuring out our same widths, each of us recognizing the brown woman latitudes, the black woman longitudes in the other. I turned around, held up my shirt, and brought my smooth belly into her scarred one. Our navels pressing, making out some kind of new equatorial line. Thank you.
You're watching Fact 17, the place to be seen.